Most children in the world study in classrooms where all the children come from similar backgrounds. You might ask what's wrong with that? Well, when you don't meet people different to yourself, you often begin to stereotype the others. Once within countries, people were similar, but today with more mobility, the population is diverse. There are differences in socio-economic backgrounds, cultures, colour, and religion. There are schools which are integrated, but there aren't many of them, and 95% of children are in classes with children with similar backgrounds to themselves. Well, what's this situation like here in Israel? Well, here we are really divided. Apart from the differences between living in a town or the outlying areas and the many countries and ethnic groups that make up our country, the education system itself is split into segments, and children study from kindergarten upwards either in the Arab sector, which includes Muslims, Arab Christians and other minorities, the Jewish religious sector, or the Jewish secular sector. Well, you might ask, what's bad about it? I mean, there's less confrontation. But in areas of conflict like in Israel, when children have no connection with one another, they begin to stigmatize the other, fear each other, and this all leads to prejudice and even hatred. Look, we can't change the whole education system yet, but we can give children a different type of learning experience where they can learn together with children who are different to themselves. Oh, hi! You've caught me in the market. I'm just shopping. This is the Ramadan market, and I've bought a few items, but now I'm going to donate them to charity. I'll give you the grand tour of the island, but just let me take these items to charity. Look, Israel is the leading startup nation in the world. So we at the Tech Center ask, why not use technology to connect between cultures? We need to build trust between the students and the pupils, Arabs and Jews. Trust isn't born in a day, it's a process. It requires almost a year of studying together. I'm getting hungry. This food looks great, and it's good for my diet. So, how are we going to do this? Maybe the schools have computers, but teachers have never done anything like this. How can they work together? We have to start with the teachers. So what do? We give the teachers an online course where they experience online collaborative learning. For most of the teachers, this is their first online collaborative experience. Most of the teachers have never worked with colleagues from the different sectors. We then have a 3-day face-to-face session. The teachers get to work together to plan how they would join their classes and work together during the year. Look, let me explain how it's done. We divide the teachers into groups of 3. Each teacher is from a different type of school. It could be a Bedouin school, a Druze, Muslim, Christian, Jewish school, or even a class of children in special education. The 3 teachers become a team. They will connect their classes and work together for 1 hour a week for the whole year. The teachers are prepared, and then the fun begins. The students start to work together. Now, how does it work? We put the pupils into small groups of 6, 2 from each culture. This way, the pupils get to know 4 other pupils very well. Remember I told you we have to build trust? We do it in stages. You can't just tell people, go and collaborate. No, you have to learn how to do it. Initially, the pupils write to one another. We have our own safe social network we've developed for the pupils. Then we hear each other, and then we have synchronous sessions. And we have this amazing virtual island where students get to meet together and have a lot of fun. We realize at the Tech Center that we have to work and teach using the tools that children enjoy, but adapt them for collaborative learning. Yes, in our world, they get to chat and do assignments together and learn about and experience parts of each other's religions. The children can also meet and talk with one another. They can carry out fun activities like making a drum circle. They can visit Jerusalem and carry out joint assignments here. For example, they can write a prayer on a balloon. They can learn about famous people, places in Jerusalem. They can do a jigsaw puzzle and learn about the different gates around Jerusalem. And this can all be done together, speaking to one another. Hello, sir. What would you like to buy today?
I would like 2 bananas and 3 apples, please.
Okay. Now, this is an example of how we use our island to teach languages. We teach English and Hebrew, as well as Arabic, and it's done in role plays between the children from the different cultures. Now, for those children who continue in our program for a second year, we've built a completely new island. For those pupils continuing with us for a second year, we've done something special for them. They're going to experience living together in the same house. Yes, 6 children, 2 from each culture, get to live together in their house. The problem is the house is empty. Their assignments are to design the interior of the house, the gardens, and make the house full of games for other visitors to come and see and try out their games. In the Tech Center in Israel, we have courses in the teaching colleges and in the schools. Over 450 student teachers a year learn in science, technology, or English, and also a course for master's students. We have 3,000 children per year from 100 schools, and what all our courses have in common is that they're all based on the tech model. Our aim is for every teacher, class, and pupil to experience online collaborative learning between Arabs and Jews, secular and religious. Well, you're going to ask, what are the outcomes? Our research, which is published in leading journals, tells us that we are making a difference. Students' values change. Prejudice lessen considerably. What does this mean in real life terms? When you get to know someone, and I mean really get to know someone different to yourself, it challenges you and changes your ideas about people who are different. This enriches your world, enables you to be more flexible, and opens a window to things you didn't know, gives you an understanding of another world. And when you meet people different to yourself in the future, you won't have the stigmas and prejudices that you had before. By giving our teachers and students this experience, we're taking the first step towards building trust between cultures in conflict in Israel. And of course we learn that we have much more in common than we ever realized. Well, at the end comes the big day. It's no longer virtual. The children or the students get to meet face to face. The excitement is immense. The children feel that they've made new friends and they're online and they can't wait to meet them in person. The problem is that all the pupils want to continue studying together. It's what's called a wow experience, something so great you remember it for the rest of your life.